I am going to be reading a bunch of stuff. I'm going to be reading some from this chapbook, some from this chapbook, and some that is not in any chapbook. And I'm going to start with this poem being in view of recent horrible events over the weekend. Here's a poem called The Gift. You showed me the map, over a meter in length, laminated, a small tear in the lower left corner, a beautiful image taken by satellite. It can't be recycled, you pointed out. I shrugged. I knew I had no place in my house to hang it, but what could I say? A gift is a gift. Don't, you said when I started to roll it up. I think you worried it might damage the map that once rolled. It might never again be made straight. You told me I had it hanging in my office, but it became too distracting. I could see why. Those vivid colors, the places that image represented. I mean, there it stood, the entire land with a capital L, north to south, desert and garden, snow-cap, Rift Valley, slowly dying sea. No border drawn across the surface, only a few cities marked in red, as if it were all one country, as if nothing might tear it apart. Thank you. Why the ocean tastes of tears. Everyone goes away. Everyone disappears. That should not surprise anyone. It comes with the ticking of clocks in upstairs halls, with the shadows of afternoons that turn golden before fading, and the last star left shining between the midnight west and bomb-dark dawn. My mother cries at her kitchen sink, and the girl I argued with washes out her paintbrushes in a room I have never seen. Voices fill the air. Small birds go south. The snow melts slowly. Everyone disappears when you most want them to stay. Everyone goes somewhere else, and that is why the ocean tastes of tears. It's the one thing you can count on when you close your eyes. You dream, and if anyone is still there when you wake, you've witnessed a revolution. Thank you. Red dirt. Red dirt. This is the hell of it. The injury becomes apparent in each step across the beaten earth, the wound we make of breathing. There is no life which in the end does not depend on death. Carnivore cells consume all in their paths. Fungus feeds upon decay. Even flowers cannot bloom by sunlight's sole behest, requiring rot, broken leaves, faded petals. Do you imagine to do better than the poppies of the field? You who scatter seed across continents? Each orgasm is a little death, each song a requiem. Simply rising of a morning is to undertake a battle pitched against unending night. Red dirt collects in every crevice of the skin and never will scrub clean. The soldier in his bivouac dreams himself at war with time and starts awake to scan a ragged horizon marking the slow paling down the sky. Neither he nor I nor you can claim to know the day ahead, although the watcher on the border watching back we know, well as we know ourselves. I'm reading some dark stuff tonight. Fairy tales. Let's pretend the moon is made from cheese and bees go there when they die and the river runs backward on alternate weeks and oh, the tallest peaks are covered in ice cream. You could climb them in just 10 giant steps or fly. Yeah, let's pretend we can fly. Also, let's pretend that summer will have no end. The rifle isn't loaded. Those are not dead bodies there, bloating in the city square. I hope one day to stop having to read these poems. Landes, this is for the women of Afghanistan. Show me a nation without hope, and I will show you a land without poets. Even the smallest flower can cause a desert to bloom. Two sounds shake the earth, guns of war, trill of one lone sparrow. Don't weave a shroud of your tears. Don't spin them into a ladder. Long after dust covers everything, water will still find the sea. With an army at our gates, even up to the final moment when the walls of the city collapse, there are people going about their usual business. A man washes out his socks in the sink. Someone runs to catch the subway. A girl in a cafe orders salad while thinking about an argument she just had with her lover. Two professional rivals meet on the street and nod politely. It looks like rain. A mother opens the back door to call her children in for lunch. An old man coughs, waiting in line for a matinee. The phone rings and it's a wrong number. All as if the day were no different from any other, as if an army of men without faces were not at our gates. A lone honeybee pollinates a red, red flower. A little girl starts singing and refuses to stop. She sings even up to the final moment, even after it. Thank you. Now, this is a war story. All of these poems are sounding like war stories tonight, but I have to tell you, that actually all of my poems are love poems. Here is the book with torn pages. Only half remains to be deciphered. And here is the house with burnt rooms and a few faded photos scattered across the floor. And here, forgive me, but these are my bones. This is the face I was using. Wrap them all tenderly. Sing of me as you sleep. Zita. These days, no sooner are the leaves raked than down fall more. I want to curl up on the floor because the sky is the color of November, because this year's storms have exhausted our alphabet, and because if I stand too quickly, I see how the cliff's edge erodes. The last train screams before it enters the tunnel. Trees toss frantic limbs. We have been sent into the labyrinth without a thread and if we walk out and are not devoured, it will be because we kept one hand on the wall, because under our breath we kept singing, because we did not look down though the wind rattled dead leaves around our feet. We followed the wind to the end of the tunnel. We were not captives after all. And it is cold up here. Autumn Saudade. Saudade is a Portuguese musical and poetic form that speaks to longing, and it's almost untranslatable. Autumn Saudade. Weight on my chest. Afternoons empty of light. Sullen processions clog this street of days. Even my pen refuses to write. This page rejects ink. If you went veiled at dawn, what chance the moon might rise at night, red as flamboyanas? Come back from over whatever nameless sea you drift and find me naked as a window without glass, open to the slightest breeze. Dear sister, there is a photograph probably taken around 1954 of me and Daddy out on our front lawn. Dad is cutting the grass with a gas-powered lawnmower. I remember it was deep green, and I am running behind with a tiny toy lawnmower. Both of us are much younger than you and I are now. I thought I had a copy, but I can no longer find it. Still, it is locked in my memory. Did you have a copy? Oh, why would you? Did it ever actually exist? It is snowing here as evening draws down its shade, and I am thinking of that green day long gone. The ground is so cold. It is rapidly turning white as my father's hair the last time I saw him. I'm not sure how I'm doing with time. Okay. Was that a 2? 2. Oh. All right then. Let's wrap this up. Grace. I don't write prayers because everything is a prayer. I wake from a dream of fireflies and invisible choirs. I brush my teeth. It's later than I planned. Coffee, bagel with cream cheese, cardinal on the lawn, bluebirds. We had rain overnight. I sit at my table and try to work. Light moves over us. My shoulder aches. There's a war on somewhere. Always a war, and lovers saying their goodbyes. I'll read the paper later. Recently, scientists unearthed the heaviest animal which ever lived. Many people just want to get through the day. Tonight, it may rain again. I'll sleep through it. Maybe dream. If I prayed, I wouldn't ask anything for myself. That would seem like cheating. Even so, I would like to hear the rain again. And birds, invisible in the forest dark. And I will close with this. They're all applauding because I said I'm going to close, right? The day when we say enough. A day will come when everyone says, basta, no mas, enough of all of this. Enough of these little quarrels we build into mountains of spite, mountains that erupt to fling fire and steaming mud at the stars. Enough of running down narrow streets as if we were all bulls, chasing imagined cows, or real cows who want nothing more than to graze in high meadows. Why shouldn't we garland ourselves with crimson and azure flowers? Enough with all the fences and walls, the sentry gates, the metal detectors. Enough with your swords and your plowshares too. Enough with kings and those who want to be made kings. Enough with mean girls too. With anyone who pretends they do not stand naked on the precipice of understanding that we are ghosts. Ghosts who seek company of other ghosts, only so we may sing together. And this is all right. This is all right because the song is all we ever really needed. Thank you all very much for coming. I do have a book out front.